What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from MTGHeadQuarters.com. And as you guys know, we've surpassed the standard goal on our Patreon account. And so now I'm bringing you standard content. If you want to watch me play some of these standard decks, you can watch me stream most weeknights at twitch.tv/MTGHeadQuarters. So this is Mardu Green. This is not my original deck. It is a net deck. Feel free to make fun of me, but standard is brand new for me. It's hard enough to just learn the format and how to play constructive versus limited. I didn't want to spend time, quote unquote, brewing. So what this deck, the version of the deck I'm running is it runs Seeker of the Way, 3 copies of that, 2 copies of Soulfire Grandmaster, 2 copies of Read the Bones, and the full deck list will be in the description below as well. 1 copy of Colitis, 2 copies of Murderous Cut, 3 copies of Fiery Impulse, 2 copies of Roast, 4 copies of Powerhouse Goblin Dark Dwellers, and then I have 2 copies of Chandra Flame Caller. Then for some removal and recursion of creatures, I've got 3 copies of Colligan's Command to both blow up small creatures, make my opponent discard, or bring a Siege Rhino or something back from the graveyard. I use it all the time. 4 copies of Crackling Doom for obvious reasons. 2 copies of Abzan Charm, and 4 copies of Siege Rhino. Yes, it is Siege Rhino. I know people don't like it, but you can't deny its power, and if you're playing Abzan colors, you play Siege Rhino. Now, the land is a little more complex, so I don't know what order I'm going to upload these in, but I feel like the mono green Eldrazi deck I run is not only significantly less expensive than this deck, but it's also a lot easier to play. But I do prefer to play this deck because it's more engaging. And the big reason is the land base. So you run a complex land base, I think. 4 copies of Bloodstained Mire. And that's probably the biggest jump for me, coming from a purely limited player to constructed. A single copy of Canopy Vista, a single Cinderglade, a single forest, a single mountain, 2 copies of Nomad Outpost, a single plains, 4 copies of Shambling Vent, 2 Smoldering Marsh, a single swamp, 4 Windswept Heath, 4 Wooded Foothills. So the main deck, so the biggest part of this deck for me is playing the land right, and once I play the land right, the deck is extremely powerful. I feel more often now like I do have some trouble with like rally decks, although if I board properly with Hallowed Moonlight, the deck has no problem against it. I do enjoy rally, and maybe I will play that deck next, but the sideboard features Moonlight for that, obviously. Duress, 2 copies of Duress, 3 copies of Transgress the Mind, a single Virulent Plague to blow up some tokens, Infinite Obliteration, same thing, very powerful card. Radiant Flames against decks that go wide, an Utter End, and a single copy of Anafenza. And so I have been playing this deck. I've played this deck 20 to 25 times, and I'm starting to get some ideas of things that I would change, things that I just don't sideboard in hardly ever. Like, I just really don't play this Anafenza very often. It's nice as a 3-drop. It's a high-value creature, but maybe an additional copy of Infinite Obliteration would be better, or maybe a single copy of the Converge card draw spell in black. Maybe I want to start testing with that. But the nice thing about a lot of these spells that you sideboard in is you end up recasting them with things like Goblin Dark Dwellers. So you can cast Infinite Obliteration. So when I side in Hallowed Moonlight or Infinite Obliteration, I can bring back, well, really more Infinite Obliteration. I can bring it back with Goblin Dark Dwellers and name another creature. There was a match last night I was playing a Tarka Red, and the only thing left in my opponent's deck that they could cast was a single copy of Chandra. So it can be very popular or very powerful in multiples once you sideboard it in. I'm really enjoying this deck. I like Abzan, but I also really like the Mardu, or the mono green Eldrazi deck I'm running. So this is Mardu Green. If you want to watch me play this again, come check me out at twitch.tv/MTGHeadQuarters. I will put some gameplay on the main channel too, but I want to wait till I get a little bit better. I'm a little too sensitive to everyone telling me about all my misplays at times. So if you like this deck, it'll all be listed in the description below. You should check it out and play around with it. Have some fun. Thanks for watching this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. What's up, and thanks for watching this video. I produce all different kinds of content, so if you haven't yet, click on my face to subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, I've got some sweet playlists, including this one, where I open up every fat pack ever created. I've also got this one over here where I open just about anything vintage and old and expensive for your enjoyment. And all this is made possible by the awesome backers at our Patreon, which is linked in the description of every video. Hop on over there, check it out, see if it's something you might want to consider. If not, sit back, enjoy, and I'll still love you.